Hello, everybody. It is Jermaine here. It's actually 10:38 p.m. On a Monday, and I just kind of got the urge to record. Um, and I don't really know, like, I don't have one specific topic that I want to talk about, but I kind of just felt the need to record and kind of say what's on my mind. And so I guess I'll kind of start with, for me, I feel the most productive when I'm creative in ways that fulfill me. So for me, that is mainly music. So, like writing music, or even if I sing a song and post it, like that fuels me in a way. Like that makes me feel good. Like when I write a good song and I like it the next day, like wake up thinking about it, that's like I feel successful. The last time that I wrote a really good song, I think it might have been 2 seasons ago, maybe. Like I think maybe it might have been like a summer night, honestly, or maybe it might have been fall of 2025. And I'm not gonna say I haven't felt successful since, but I haven't written a song that I absolutely love since then. And I just think a part of being creative is like feeling stagnant also, and kind of feeling like, what am I really doing? Like I feel like you can do anything you want to do, but if you're not being creative and like really fueling yourself, like what are you doing? And so a lot of my day to day is just working or reading, or like laughing at social media or whatever, which is fine, but it none of it feels like I'm making progress creatively, right? And like, not that growing your mind or, healing or whatever, like, not that that's not a good step in your life, but creatively, I feel like, what am I doing? You know? And it also sucks when you're like creative in many different areas because if you want to write a film, but you also want to write an article, but you also want to write a book, but your main interest is like music and singing, but you can't find the inspiration to write a song. But it's like, well, if it's something that I absolutely love, why should I have to wait for the inspiration to hit? It's just like a lot of things in my mind that it's like, it just kind of all boils down to like, at the rate you're going now, like this is the question that I ask myself, like at the rate that you're going now, do you think you're going to accomplish what you want to accomplish in the next 3 to 4 years? And the answer for me most times is always like no. And it sucks sometimes when you're brutally honest. Like it's such a good thing to be self-aware, but sometimes it's like, damn, I'm like too self-aware. But it's like, you're that self-aware, like you could just fix it. And it's like you just get stuck at so many different stop signs, but it's really just your mind, and you really just kind of have to do it. Like you shouldn't have to wait for the inspiration to hit to do something that you really love, because it's like, if you really love it, you'll just do it. You won't have to like think twice about it. And I think for a really long time I just kind of sat around like waiting for everything to fall into my life. And so I'm at a space in my life where I'm like, I know I have to go after whatever it is that I want. And it's like, when you're in the beginning stages, or in the stages of planning, or like trying to figure out what it is you want to do, it kind of really sucks because you really feel like you're stagnant. Like some days you feel like, okay, I'm making good progress, like I have a good plan, and then some days you kind of feel like, what the fuck am I doing? Like that's just the reality of it. you know like for me, let's say I became a model tomorrow. Somebody scouted me, said I'm beautiful, and I walked down the runway and made $10 million, right? Just hypothetically speaking, right? I still would not feel like fully successful or fully, because music is my main passion. Like creating music and actually putting it out for people to hear is like my main passion. So I seen this video of Issa Rae, and she was just kind of like, she doesn't feel successful because, like, although she has restaurants and coffee shops and, you know, stuff like that, she doesn't have anything on the air right now. And that's her passion. So she's kind of just like, you know, I don't have anything on the air, so I don't feel successful. And I feel like in many ways that's true with everything that you do. Like, I work 3 days out of the week, and I love, I was gonna say I love what I do, but like in a way, I'm not gonna say it would be a lie. Like, I love working with the kids directly and being around them because I really love them. But like outside of that, I don't love my job. Like, I've never loved any job that I've ever had because it's not anything that's aligned with what I want to do. Right? Even if I was mopping the fucking floors in, oh, I'm not sure what happened there, but like if I was mopping the floors in a studio and I got to use the space once out of the week, like that would be the dream for me, right? Because I love music, I love recording, I love anything just related to music and like being creative in that way, right? But it's like, I don't know. And again, like, I don't really know the point of this video, but I still want to post it because I feel like, you know, again, like being consistent with this, I feel like at some point it'll all be worth it, because I also love like content creation and like bringing these kind of conversations to the space, you know, because like I love a good laugh too. I love to laugh and kiki. Like, I love looking at gaming content, but I love looking at stuff like this. And so I'm like, I have a lot of input when it comes to, like, I guess you could say like philosophy or like growth and healing and like all things related to, like, you know, I don't know, whatever you would call that side of social media. Like, I have a lot of input, and so it's like, why not share it? And although I love doing this, you know, and I feel like I've been pretty good, I've been pretty consistent with it, it's still like music is still my main. Like, I could post over the next 3 weeks, I could post, you know, 3 videos each week, and it's just still like music is what really feeds the soul. And so for me, whenever I'm like sitting around, like whenever I'm laying down or like I'm watching a show, I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, you know, and it's not even like, I don't know how to put it, because it's not like a comparison thing. I don't think. I think it's just like, I don't know, whenever I like hear a video of someone that I love, like, okay, like Destin Conrad, I absolutely love him. Like, I remember seeing a video of him, and I think he's like 17 or 18. He was like in the studio just writing for people, I think he said, and he had songs that he didn't want to give to other people, which made him get into the studio. And I'm just like, I love that. And I'm like, he was 17 and 18. I'm just like I'm 19 and I've worked 3 or 4 jobs that I've never loved. I've always ended up quitting, you know. And like, even in between working, like, it wasn't like I was solely focused on music. And it's just like, the things that I put my focus into, it's not necessarily like it's wrong or anything like that. It's just like, I'm not feeding my spirit and my creativity as much as I would like. But again, the question is like, okay, so why aren't you? Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And I feel like for me, I just need to put myself in spaces that inspire me to be creative. So like, I went thrifting yesterday and I had so much fun. Like, I had a ball, and the space that I was in just inspired me so much. And like, talking to the guy that owns this space, he said he had been doing that by himself for like a really long time, and that, I don't know, he said that it was just kind of like, that's dope. Like, you've been doing this for a long time. And he said he now has employees, because I asked him, like, if I have clothes that I don't want, is it okay if I like bring it here or whatever? And he was like, yeah, like, I've been doing this for a long time by myself, but I have employees now, so, you know, if you can feel free to bring them here. And I was just like, damn, like, you really have to start somewhere. And I think that's where I get lost at sometimes, where I lose motivation. Is like, not that I expect to start here. Like, I talk about it so much in my videos, I feel like, and even in my personal life, like, you have to start somewhere. If you say you want to start like filmmaking is your passion, you have to start somewhere. Get you and some friends together, start making films and start putting that shit out on TikTok, on Instagram. Or you have to start somewhere. And it's like when it comes to me and taking my own advice, or like it's like start somewhere, right? And so I was thinking, like, instead of posting, you know, the content that you've been posting over the last couple, like instead of posting video essays or reading Substack articles, like music is what you're really, really passionate about. So how about you just post yourself once a week doing covers, right? And I do want to start that, like starting this week, like once a week, just choose a song that I really, really love that I want to cover and just put it out there, right? Like you can't go wrong with that. You love singing, you love looking at yourself in videos, like you love, you know what I mean? And so it's just like, just do it. Like nothing's stopping you from doing that. You have a MacBook, you have a phone, you have YouTube. There's a whole bunch of all kinds of covers. Like just do something with yourself, and see how that feels. See if that will feed your soul creatively, and if so, you keep it up and look and see where it gets you. I think another thing that I'm just gonna kind of be real with is about like in a way it's my spending habits, but in a way it's just the fucking economy and the way it is. Like, because I feel like in this economy, one job is not enough. Like, honestly, and I don't really believe in the whole like, oh, sorry. I don't really believe in the whole like, you should have, excuse me, 3 jobs to do what you want to do. Like, to live a day-to-day life, you should not have to need 3 jobs. Like, I was just telling my friend yesterday, I'm just like, yo, between, like, if I'm driving, putting gas in the car, and then if I just want to go get some clothes from the mall, and then if I just want to get some food, it's like right then and there, like, your whole check is just gone. But it's like, I don't want to be getting paid from working a job that I don't love. Like, I'm just going to be real. I don't want to work at a Walmart. I don't want to work at a McDonald's. I don't want to work at a Sam's Club or a Macy's or like anything of that nature. And that's not me downplaying any of those jobs. But I've been saying to myself for a very long time, like, I would love to get paid for just being creative. But even if I'm not being paid for it, I would still do it, obviously. But I would much rather get paid to do what I love. Do you get what I'm saying? And so, anyways, I wrote in my journal earlier, and I was just like, although it's this economy, like, I have a goal, and I really want to move sometime after my 21st birthday next year. Like, this year I'm turning 20, and next year I'll be 21. And I want to move. I want to move out of the city, like, and I really want to move to New York. I'm just gonna be transparent. I think a lot of times in my videos, like, I've wanted to bring this situation up, but I never wanted it to kind of be like a, hey, I said this in a video 2 years ago, and I'm 22 now, and I still haven't moved because I'm still doing the same bullshit that's gonna prevent me from moving. I never wanted it to be one of those situations, and I think that's the crazy part about being self-aware, because you're that self-aware, like, like, hey, saying it makes it true, you know what I mean? Whatever that means, I don't know, but I don't know, like, I asked myself again, like, at the rate that I'm going right now, do I think I'll be in New York or wherever I decide to move next year? And my answer was no. And it's like, you can't be mad at anybody but yourself. You know what I mean? And it's like, you just have to start being real with yourself. And like, when you start being real enough to the point, like, you shouldn't get mad at yourself. But there are times when I'm mad at myself. It's because I'm like, you have the talent, you have the skill set, you have the charisma, you have, like, put yourself in those spaces. Put yourself out there. You know what I mean? Put your work out there. Put your art out there. Put yourself out there. Promote yourself. Talk about yourself. Right? Like, never sell yourself short. You know what I mean? Never sell yourself short, or never, I don't want to be 30 and I'm, every time I'm talking to somebody, I'm just talking about all the regrets that I have. Like, I don't want to be 25, still in the same place. And that's another thing. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot. And I don't really know what the point of this video is still. I think I just wanted to kind of come on here and be real. But I think also YouTube for me is kind of like an archive place in a way. I think I kind of used that right. But it's just kind of like in 2 or 3 years, like, of course, if I'm consistent with this, like, I'll have a larger following or whatever. But also, it's just to, a year from now at this time, I'm gonna look at this video maybe, because I never watch any of my videos back, but I'm gonna look back at this video and, like, just say, okay, well, where am I now? And I feel like these last 2 to 3 years, like, I've been in better spaces. I've been in better spaces than I was the year prior. But this year, and I've never said this, I've never jinxed this, I've never written it down, I've never said it out loud to anybody, but you know how every year people say, like, oh, this is my year, and it's like the same year as last year. Like, even though right now I'm still trying to find my footing, I'm still trying to figure it out, I'm still just trying to get my head together and, like, just stay consistent with things that I want to stay consistent with. I genuinely feel like this year is, like, the year for me, and I still don't know what that means. It's just like a feeling you have, and I've never quite had that feeling before. Like in 23 and 2024 into like 2025, I've never had that, like, oh, this is my year feeling. Like, I've never. But for some reason, again, this year, I just kind of feel like this is my year. And so, yeah, I just. I think I don't even know what to title the video. Like, I'm thinking, like, what do you even call this? Like, And I also, what I did was I started, like, a goal box for the entire year, and I made it on December the 31st. I think a little before we came into the new year. And hold on, what it really is just it's pretty simple. So whenever I accomplish something, I write it down on a Post-it note, kind of scribble it up, and throw it in the bin, like it's like an old shoebox, really. But I just kind of throw it in there, and so far I think I have like 4 or 5 in there, because I think sometimes we find it hard to. I don't know how to put it. Like, we're so easy to be hard on ourselves. It's so easy for us to criticize ourselves and be hard on ourselves and be strict on ourselves. And I feel like we don't give ourselves credit enough for accomplishing things. Or if we're not in the space that we want to be in, we don't realize the accomplishments that we're making, or we don't realize the impact that we're making in this season of our lives, because we're so worried about, what should I be doing right now? You know what I mean? And I also kind of feel like, you do what you want to do, but I try not to be in the headspace of, like, oh, I should be doing this, And I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I got that from an episode of Insecure when Molly was talking to her therapist, and she was just kind of like, she said to her therapist, like, I should something, like, I should be in this position. And her therapist was just kind of like, you should? Like, says who? Like, who says you should be there? Like, you know what I mean? Because what if you're not meant to be there right now? Or, you get what I'm saying? Like, I hope that makes sense. But that's how I feel sometimes. Like, maybe right now I'm meant to just be in those beginning stages, like in those planning phases or those replanning phases, and in 3 months I'm gonna get a kick started doing what I actually really, really love and what actually fulfills me. Because maybe right now I'm just meant to pour into the kids and, like, fully show up for them, you know what I mean, and kind of make that impact on them this year, because I don't plan on going back to the job that I'm working at right now. Like, I don't want to go back next year. Realistically, I don't want to work anywhere. But you have to, gotta live, gotta survive. You have to, so, yeah. I'm just trying to make sure that I kind of said everything, because I don't plan on editing this or anything. I'm just gonna post it, honestly. So yeah, I think that's, like, pretty much it. Yeah, just kind of, yeah, I just have days where I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, really? And I was kind of just having those moments, because I was just binge watching How to Get Away with Murder. And although I love it, I, like, picked up the Stephen King book, and I don't think I've read it since for about I guess it would be 2 weeks now. Um, which I guess it would be smart to have a rotation of books, because like how sometimes you want to just kind of laugh. Like, sometimes you seek inspiration, sometimes you want to laugh, sometimes you just need a good cry. So I guess it would be good to have like a rotation of books that you kind of want to read. Sometimes you might want to read a little horror or a little romance or a little philosophy or a little James Baldwin, So I don't know, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about like being in that space of just like, what the fuck, you know? Just kind of being in that space, really. So, yeah, but I think that's pretty much it. And so I think I'm going to challenge myself and hold myself accountable. Like once a week, just post a video of you singing. Just to put yourself out there, I feel like people love to hear people sing, and I love when people hear me sing and like they react to it and like they have a feeling when I sing. Like that makes me feel good knowing that I can touch somebody with my voice, because God doesn't give this particular gift to everybody. Everybody's not blessed to do what I do and be good at it and be passionate about it. And so I don't want it to go to waste. Like unless and if I did sing and I really didn't give a damn and it was like music wasn't my passion, I would really give a shit. But because it is, and it's just like, I don't know. So anyways, I'm probably gonna like literally upload this like right now. And I feel like the perfect note to end this video on. So I have a reminder come to my phone every hour, and so I don't read it all the time, but it's kind of like a good. I think I started this like 2 or 3 years. It might have been like 4 years ago. And I set this reminder on my phone, and it's changed since then. But this is every hour. It just says, show up as the best version of yourself every day. Your energy is sacred. You're entering a new space in your life, so it's important to keep that in mind. You're powerful, babe. And that's just kind of my note to myself, because when you're doing things that you're not used to doing, or whenever you're entering a new space, or you're entering a new period in your life, you kind of feel like, you're scared. And you're going to have moments like this, like I'm having right now, right? You're going to feel like, what the fuck am I doing? You're going to have periods where you don't do anything because you're lazy or because you're scared or because you're just kind of like, oh, whatever. Like, but it's just a reminder to just keep going, to keep pushing. Like, one day you're going to wake up and you're literally going to be doing what you want to do because you put in the work to get there. And so that's what I kind of have to remind myself every day. And so there are times when I really, really need to read that, and like it pops up and I don't swipe it up. Like I pull it down, I read it, and I just kind of like, wow, okay, like you're right, And so, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. But if anybody watched this, it's kind of like a in the moment, heat of the moment video. If anybody watched this, like, thank you. If you watched it all the way to the end, I love you even more. And if you just kind of skip to the end, just to kind of see what, if you kind of skim through, I kind of love you a little less, but it's okay. I still love you. So yeah, bye.